Okay, here we go. Hey, this is Sandra Cohn again, and today I just want to walk you through kind of the anatomy of a strobe light, what it looks like without the softbox and all of that goodness on it. And then I also want to talk to you about the controls so that you know how to control your light. I'm a big fan of believing that light is light, and if you can work with it coming from the sun and through a window, you can work with it coming from a bulb and through a softbox. However, if you're going to have that really nice, pretty soft, natural light look with a strobe, you need to know how to control the power. Because if your light's up too bright, it's going to be too much and it's going to look really kind of harsh and not that really pretty soft light that we all like in our work. So let's just start with, what does a strobe look like when it's not all hooked up and all that on a softbox? So these are my lights. They're pretty old, but I love them. I've been using them for years. They work great. They're Spree 700 Bowen lights. I'm sorry, 500. Whoops. Anyway, this is what it looks like when it's stripped down. The light in the middle is your model light. That's going to be real important in a minute. And the little circle donut light, that's actually the strobe. That's the one that flashes when you trigger your shutter. And these two little knobbies are how you control those lights. So every light is different. They're all going to look a little different stripped down. The basics are going to be the same. If you're using a studio strobe, you're going to have a model light option and you're going to have a strobe light option. Let's start with the model light option. The model light, for me, the one here in the middle, that is a light that when you have it turned on, it's a continuous light. And what I like about using a model light is that it allows you to see where your light's going to fall on your subject. You can look for a good catch light, you can look at where your shadows are, and it helps with posing. When I'm working and setting up my strobes, this is my controller that controls my model light, and I always have it turned on way over here to the plus. I like my model light up high so I can really get a good idea of where my light's going to fall on my subject. That's always left high. My second controller here, that controls my actual strobe. And you can go two ways with this. A lot of strobes have a lot of power and you can crank them up really high and get a big bright flash. That's just not the look that I'm going for. Again, I like my lights to look like soft, kind of glowing northern light that's just really just kind of hangs there and falls on my subject. And so to do that, I take my strobe and I turn it all the way to the lowest setting I can get it on. Now if you have a newer strobe, these strobes were bought way back in the 90s, but if you have a newer strobe, all of this is going to be digital. Boop, 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 boop. So it'll look a little different, but on mine it's an old-fashioned dial, and here it's set to the brightest light. I turn mine on to the lowest power setting I can possibly put it on for my lights. Once I have my model light up high and my strobe light on low, then the only thing that's left to do for me is to plug in my trigger and my receiver, which goes in back here, right there in this little outlet, and then I put my softbox on it, and then I'm good to go. So anyway, I hope that breaks down the strobe for you and helps you out a little bit. Go out and do some shooting today. So thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.